welcome back to the Nexus. As always, I am Azriel, your host. I am joined by our disembodied voice and very, very talented director, CR. Truth. We're back for another episode of the Everyday Dungeoneer, and today we have a very, very dear friend to all of the Dungeoneers. Karyn is with us. Hello, Karyn. Thank you so much for being on the show. I'm so happy that you're here. Of course. Oh, shot. Spectraphe. One viewer. Wait, did we just get... Hello. So, unfortunately, I cannot actually see what you guys are writing. Unmute you. How's that? How's that?
Hello, can you guys hear me?
I think you guys can. Can you guys hear him now?
Waiting on the chat here. See if they they can hear us. Okay.
That's so weird. I had you guys unmuted, and I muted and then remuted you, re-unmuted, and looks like it works now.
Misheard my intro. Dang.
Oh, the truly omnipotent one.
The director who can't direct right now because of COVID. So fucked.
We are working on a way to do that. We're going to be nailing out the detail or hammering out the details of that this weekend, I believe. So
Did Gil get with you on that?
Not 100% sure.
Okay, we'll talk about it later. Anyway, let's continue.
No worries. So we have a very dear friend, as I said, Karyn. And again, Karyn, thank you so much for being with us today. I'm really excited to see what you've got for me for my challenge.
It's nice to be here. I'm glad to hang out with you again.
Of course. So, all right. So what is the first question, definitely the most important. Your class and alignment.
Personally?
Yeah.
I've always seen myself as a lawful good paladin.
I can totally see that. Knowing what I know about you. Yeah. All right, very cool. So, what is the challenge that you've got for me today?
Well, actually,
I'm already nervous because I know what the punishment could be.
Actually, despite just giving out my class and alignment as a lawful good paladin, I'd like you to create the namesake that I go by.
Okay.
The character Karyn, a human necromancer.
A human necromancer. Dope. Excellent. Do you have any images that I can work with?
I don't have any images. I have a very good description.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, if you could, because a physical description will give me an idea of what I'm working towards.
Okay. Karyn is shorter than average, around 5 to 5'2". Slender in build, very pale skin, with long, straight, dark hair. Tends to wear a robe and wield a staff and a tome or a book.
Okay. Is there anything special about the tome or the staff?
The staff is a typical, well, not typical. It's like a lacquered black staff, but the head of the staff, rather than an ornament, has a scythe blade on it. It's not shaped like a scythe, the curve of a normal scythe. It just has that curved blade on the top.
So is this a war scythe where the blade has been pointed up? Or does it come out of the side of the staff like that?
It comes out the side. It's not intended for use in actually striking people. It's more of a, a kind of a symbolic.
Perfect. All right. Very, very cool. I can definitely work with that. And what race did you say again?
Human.
Human? All right. Perfect. CR, do you have a timer set? Because I'm definitely going to need one for this.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah?
You want to do 15-minute increments?
15-minute increments would be perfect. Give me
Okay.
just
We
a
take it.
second.
You just doing it straight through?
Yeah. We'll run all the way through it, and then as soon as we're done, I'll take a break.
All
We'll
right.
come back. All right?
Let's see here. I'm actually gonna like set up my timer this time. Also, I totally agree, Reaver. Dude, Karyn has such a nice voice.
Thank you.
Very soft spoken.
Where's my other one? There we go.
All right, guys, give yourself a countdown.
Well, I gotta log in, unfortunately.
Oh, sorry, that's part of the timer.
Uh-oh.
I'm
No.
kidding.
All right, and I am back, kind of. Yeah? No, that's about
You're
good.
here.
All right,
You're here.
cool. Let me get a
I think
stage
this is
set.
going to be the biggest challenge yet because the consequences are pretty dire.
Yes, they are. Are we doing this low poly or high poly? What do you think?
I just
How confident do you feel?
that's a very solid question.
How much leeway are you going to give me as far as artistic license with the facial features and everything?
Facial features, I'll give you some leeway on.
Okay.
It's more of the feeling that it evokes.
Okay. I think I can do this. I think I can do this in high poly, actually. All right, we're doing this. Oh my god.
Oh, cue the boss music.
I know the stakes. This is so bad.
You counting down?
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do it.
All right, an actual timer has actually started for once.
Perfect. Thank God. So, Karyn, what have you been up to recently? It's actually been quite a while since I've spoken with you.
Well, yeah, I haven't been up to terribly lot recently, due to the, world situation. I've been spending all of my time at home trying to figure out ways to amuse myself.
Right. Yeah, that seems to be a fairly common plight. Well, I can imagine. So I know that you do a couple of different artistic mediums, don't you?
Well, I'd pretty much say the only artistic medium I do is DMing, which is basically storytelling.
Right. Which I can tell from personal experience you are very, very good at.
I try.
Come on, there we go.
And Ren, I'm never going to make fun of your accent. You don't make fun of my southern drawl.
Ooh, I wasn't gonna say anything until you said southern drawl, and I was like, whoa. Woo. I'm kidding. I live in Texas and I was born in Kansas. I can,
Oh God, yeah. Texas is an interesting state.
I saw this stupid meme in Day Dragon's Discord right when we started. I put it in the meme channel in Gels. It says crows in Texas be like, and it has a crow with like a cowboy hat. It says yeecaw. And I was like,
wow.
I know. It kind of got me. It was good. Anyway, sorry, sidetrack.
God.
Oh man, speaking of accents, when we had Creature East on, whew, man, that guy, he had such a nice voice.
Yeah, I can definitely see why he does ASMR stuff.
I mean, I'll do ASMR stuff regardless. It's all
Right.
about the mindset.
So, Karen, you were saying you're trying to keep yourself busy. How have you been doing that? I know that the isolation's been kind of getting to everybody. How have you been dealing with it?
Well, for a while it's just mostly, video games and such, but right now I'm starting on my next, preparing for my next game. Um, I want to do something a little more involved, a little more, rather than, you know, a plot that everybody follows along. I want to have a group of characters and follow their lives.
Hmm.
Obviously, there'll be plots and stuff for them to get involved with, but I really want to focus on what they are, how they want to exist in the world, and maybe change the world or become a part of it.
It's probably one of my favorite types of games, is where they are very open ended and your actions have consequences. I think that's an art form that a lot of DMs spend a very long time trying to learn. But
Uh, yeah, I've been DMing. Gosh, I think I started when I was 12, so
you
about
started DMing when you were 12 years old?
yes. I played exactly one game of D&D, one session, when I was 12 years old with an older friend who introduced me to it, and then immediately after that, they made me start DMing,
Wow. Okay, that's pretty awesome.
and that's been going on for about 28 years.
Wow.
Heck yeah. That's cool. I like the stuff where like you kind of test it and then you're like, wow, this is what I want to do. Like
Hmm.
immediately. You're just like, awesome.
Well, I mean, it's a passion thing. It's just like what we've been talking about. It's when you're passionate about something, it just clicks, you know,
Hey,
and you're able.
I owe um, at some points in my life, I owe my ability as a DM to food and shelter. For a while after I left the Navy, I didn't have anywhere to go or anything like that. But the people I played D&D with set me up, and as long as I kept running the game, they kept feeding me and giving me a place to stay.
Hey, that's a fair trade-off.
That is a very fair trade-off. So what you mentioned being in the Navy. How long did you serve?
I served for 6 years.
That is awesome. And what did you do? What was your rating?
I was a machinist mate. I was a nuke.
Oh man, I forgot about that. That was why we couldn't be perfect friends. Like we were close, but oh
You were in
man.
the Navy too, right?
I was in the Navy. I was a submariner for a very long time. So 13 years.
What was your rate?
I was an FT, so which is the fire control tech for submarines, as opposed to the FC, which is the surface guys. Only my work was a little bit different from what a lot of FCs would have done. FCs usually work with radar, and I would more often than not be working with like torpedoes and tomahawks. So, but yeah, what was your favorite port?
I never did get to see much. I was stationed in San Diego, and my ship was in dry dock.
Oh no. Yeah, I know the pain, man. That's never fun. Well, and what was the ship? Just out of curiosity.
the Nimitz.
Oh, that's right, carrier. Man, those ships are so damn big. That was the only ship I ever walked on that I got lost. I was going downstairs more than I was going upstairs, and then I ended up finding myself just underneath the flight deck. I have no idea how that happened.
I'm lost. I need help.
Seriously. Well, you guys used bullseyes to get around, right?
Yeah, but if you weren't familiar, uh, there was no choice but to get lost. Even if someone gave you directions, it would make no sense.
Yeah. Well, it's like that was. I think that was one of the things um, that gave me a leg up as a submariner. Oh, wait a second. Nope, that wasn't what I wanted to do. I think that was one of the things that gave me a leg up as a submariner, or definitely. I mean, it could have been a downside too. Was that we never had to use bullseyes. Like, if you didn't know where the machinery room was, you were gonna get picked on. But I mean, that's a 360-foot boat as opposed to a how long was the Nimitz? How big was that?
Oh shoot, I can't even remember. It's been a good long while. It
I mean,
was
it's
all
over.
I remember was huge.
It's well over 1,000 feet, right?
Oh yes.
Like, I mean, my yeah, our submarine was 360 feet, 65 feet, and only 300 of that was like where you could walk. So 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 what did you no, I have to ask, what did you use to keep yourself entertained when you were in the Navy?
Well, uh, well, back then, uh, the good thing about being on land most of the time is I could pretty much leave whenever I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, when I was at home, by home I mean the ship. Uh, I didn't do much. I left as often as possible. There was not much to do there. Well, I say there's not much to do. There's plenty to do, but as long as you like doing it in enclosed spaces.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a lot of gaming, a lot of I made a lot of friends through that, uh, either playing D&D or playing Vampire the Masquerade LARP.
Oh yeah. Oh man, it's been a long time since I've thought about that.
Oh yeah, that was where most of my money went at the time to buy clothes and costumes.
Right? Such a fun game though. Such an interesting group of people. All right. So,
Now, these things you're creating here, are these created with the intent to be used as like for 3D printers and such?
they can be depending on what kind of model I'm making. You can make them for 3D printing. I've There's a lot that goes into making a 3D printable model. Um, wait, no, I want you to go here. There we go. And you're locked. So there's a lot that goes into creating a 3D printable model. You have to sorry, blowing these things up, the computer running, it gets the computer chugging. So anyway, when you're building a 3D model, you have to make sure that all of the polygons meet up. that you can't have any spaces, you can't have any breaks in the shapes. So if you don't, there we go. If you're not careful about it, or if you're making them like this where you're kind of hodgepodging pieces together, it'll try to the printer might screw up and try to print something that it's not supposed to. So that's the only reason why. But this one might be able to be 3D printed when it's done. I'm gonna try and close up enough gaps that it won't require that much cleanup, and then I'll be able to 3D print a model of it. Or probably Gelf or Avendi will.
Well,
Avendi
I was just curious, not that I have, 3D printing available to me.
Yeah, once Nexus Dungeoneering really started getting off the ground, we all knew that we were gonna need the resources. So we went ahead and, or at least Avendi and Gelf went ahead and got. No, I've got one too. I just don't have the enclosure for it. We all went and got 3D printers. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and make. Where's my layers? There we go. We're gonna unlock this one. No, we're gonna lock it, but we're gonna make it a little bit. There we go. So you said she wears a robe, right?
Yes.
All right, cool. What color?
Obviously black.
Right. All right, so
I was just thinking, if I had a necromancer, and this is kind of how I create all my characters, just wildly out there for no reason, I want a like neon, like teal, like necromancer. They're like, "Oh, what are you, like a mage?" And he's like, "No, I raise the dead." It's like, "Yeah, but you're so brightly colored." It's like, so. It's like
Well,
everything he does is like super brutal, but it's like, I will raise the dead with my unicorn wand. It's like, what?
well, about the time that the first Harry Potter movie came out, and everybody was all about, it was huge and everybody loved it.
Mhm.
We decided to run a game of a sort of a magic school, kind of like Harry Potter, except with more, killing things.
Right.
And the running joke was everybody wanted to be a necromancer because then you get to wear the cool black robes.
Right.
Nice. Which, of course, I mean, the fashion statement that's important. In school, you got to look good. I didn't even ask if she had a hood. I just kind of assumed.
Creative freedoms.
Yeah.
I kind of like the Diablo-esque necromancers with like the bone armors and all that sort of stuff.
Oh man, I could definitely make something like that. But I kind of like the. I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna have some fun with the folds on here. I haven't really gotten to play around with fabric very much on the show. So this is an interesting opportunity. At the same time, it's kind of terrifying to do an experiment, considering I know exactly what the stakes are. But I think it can look really cool, so screw it.
If you keep worrying about that, you're not going to get anything done.
I know, right? There we go.
But the whole bone armor thing, that always struck me more as like a death priest kind of thing.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, like Death Watch. That would be really neat. I have to admit, ever since I met Avendi, he was the one who introduced me to like the grimdark aesthetic and like Warhammer 40K, and I I don't know what it is about that aesthetic, but I absolutely love it.
What I particularly love about this character that you're making
Mhm.
is that she is evil due to the fact of what she does and uh, her inner self, but she's also the most helpful and friendly person to a party that you could get.
Interesting. And why is that?
Well, obviously, people do things for you more often if they like you.
This is true. This is very true. All right, let's see if I can. Nope, that's that didn't work.
Yeah. Reaver says, I think Diablomancers would be like summoners in Pathfinder.
Yeah, I think that would that jives with what I know about them. I really don't know a
Well,
lot about that in Pathfinder though.
interestingly enough, when I play the Necromancer in Diablo, I play more of like it's less of summoning and more of like blood and bone abilities.
Hmm.
So it's like empowering from undeath or undead powers rather than using power to give like sentience to undead things.
Right.
Yes, this particular character, while she does animate the dead when needs be, uh, she's more attuned towards, I guess you could call it soul magic, uh, life and death, you know, killing through subtle means.
Right. Oh, what's her alignment?
Lawful evil.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, she's like a true arch villain, or she definitely could be.
I have used her uh, probably for about 20 years as an NPC
Hmm.
sparingly. She's been the antagonist. She's been uh, a helper to the party, and sometimes it
Hmm.
all depends on what plot is currently going on. She's very specifically designed to maintain the status quo of the world.
That is awesome. Uh-oh. I just heard a sound. An alert of some kind.
Oh, it was Nini. Hi, Nini. Nini followed. Thank you, Nini. Also, as we have 39 minutes, I kind of went over on that 15, but
Hey,
we're good
no
there.
worries. I think I can do this. I'm fairly confident that I'll get it done. At least now. Now that I've got the hood figured out, I think the rest of this is gonna go a lot smoother.
I thought you guys, Renacio says, I thought you guys were doing this only with streamers. Now I want to play. We do it with anybody who is a creator.
Any
Like,
creator.
if you make anything, if you like make music, if you design stuff, it's all about the creator mindset. You're more than welcome on. I'm the scheduling person. If you're listening, anybody, if you would like to be on the Nexus Dungeoneering show, please get a hold of ConsoleRequired in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, sorry, little spiel.
Yeah, no worries. We're all about creativity here. I mean, that was the whole reason why we started Nexus Engineering, or at least why we started this show.
Everybody in See, and I don't know if Renacia creates stuff, so I don't know off the top of my head. But everybody in the Discord who is currently yellow
Hmm.
is a creator, at least to my knowledge. If you're a
Yes.
creator and you're listening right now and like you're not labeled as a creator, let me know and we'll fix that so you can get a fancy yellow title. But yeah,
Well, speaking of creating, would you like to talk about my process?
Oh, by all means, please.
All right, when I'm not running a game that's going by a script or something published,
Hmm.
or even then, what I like to do is when I'm in the process of creating, I consume a lot of media,
Hmm.
which can either be books or movies or music, or even just, perusing the internet for art. And while sometimes I might use something as I see it, for the most part, when I see something like when I listen to a song or I see a piece of art that I feel something from, what I try to do is I try to create a situation or a story in which I think I can make other people feel the same things that I did.
That's awesome. I mean, that's a really interesting way of going about that. I I think a lot of people I think a lot of people fail to see that, like, the creation portion of it can be more than just like, oh, this sounds cool, but really a way of sharing a feeling or an emotion.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of ways to play the game. A lot of
Hmm.
people play it as, kind of like a face-to-face video game where, you got battles and collecting things, and by it, that is not a wrong way to play the game. There's no wrong way to play the game. It's just I'm more focused on story and uh, an immersive experience is what I like to create, what I like try to create.
Right. Yeah, and that's definitely I think that's the real trick of any storytelling, isn't it? Is trying to make it as immersive as possible.
So it's like I go into it, I have a story that I want to tell, but I want your participation to change that story so it no longer becomes my story, it's now your story.
Hmm. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So in a perfect world, a game would start out with uh, the players reacting to what I throw at them, but throughout the midpoint, it's gradually changes to me reacting to what they're throwing at me.
Hmm. Yeah, that's it's kind of funny. I wonder. Oh, yep. Here we go. It's time. Like I always say, if you spend enough time doing VR modeling, you're gonna get up close and personal with a whole lot of digital butts.
Digital dukes. Sorry,
Yeah.
wouldn't say that.
So, anyway, um, no, I think it's funny. There's a lot of DMs that I know that really enjoy, like, being kind of versus the player, right? As opposed to being the storyteller that's, trying to make the game fun and enjoyable for everybody. So that's that's really cool that you do that, where you give your players that freedom.
It's
Where the
just
hell
a
is
it's
it?
just another type of game. I mean, tabletop can be competitive,
Hmm.
uh, but my personal style is I want you to win.
Right.
I don't want to make it easy, but I want you to win.
Yeah.
Usually, when I create an encounter, every
Hmm.
once in a while there will be. I'm answering Studio Shinto's question here.
Oh, okay.
Uh, Sometimes there will be some, for lack of a better term, random encounters just to, let people get a feel for their characters, usually after a new level up or something. But honestly, to make a quote unquote random encounter a little bit more meaningful, I usually try to throw in an NPC that is either helping or against them, put some story into it, or have the encounter leave some clues as to what their current goal is. So like I always say, the rewards from a combat encounter don't always have to be treasure and experience. Uh, if they take the time of uh, asking yourself why these things are here,
Mhm.
you'll usually find something out.
That's God. You would absolutely love Tavern Tales, I think. Do you ever do any VR? Have you ever played around in it?
I don't have a VR setup. I have played with it before, though.
Yeah, the Studio Shinto actually, the one who asked the question, is a game developer that I've been working with, that we've been working with, who's developed a VR um, Dungeons and Dragons tavern that you can go in and hang out with your friends and cosplay in
That
and
sounds
play Dungeons
awesome.
and Dragons. Yeah, it's a super cool system. He will actually be our guest tomorrow night. In fact,
Yeah, he's got a lot to show, from what I've been hearing, and we've been kind of touching base and stuff. So yeah, after I just got to butt in. I'm so sorry. Shinto, if you want to get a hold of Az tonight so we can make sure that you guys get all the information that you need for tomorrow so we don't have to do it like last minute kind of stuff, that'd be cool.
definitely we shall
Is it on
indeed.
VR chat or whatever? It's Gravity Sketch is the program.
Hmm. Yeah, there are a lot of 3D modeling programs for VR, but I think this is my favorite that I've encountered so far. Alrighty. So,
Oh, Tavern Tales? Oh, I'll let Shinto if he wants to explain further. I don't want to try to put words in his mouth. Sorry, I must have jumped in like mid conversation. I was filling in an appointment. We are now fully booked until September. So if you guys would like to book something farther, just keep in mind that September 1st forward is now open.
wow.
I know, right? It's very cool.
Sorry, I'm that is super cool.
Neat.
Anyway, so I've got to ask specifically about this character. The second half of the show, I'm going to be building her an environment. So where does she call home if she does hang her staff somewhere?
Do you think you could build a mausoleum, or at least the
Oh,
facade of an entrance?
oh, I would
Speaking of mausoleum, where the fuck
thoroughly.
is mine? Okay.
Oh, at
Did you find it?
it's at Gelf's house somewhere. I don't know.
Is it? Oh fuck. Okay.
Um,
I'm sure I'll find it
I
eventually.
think I could. I think I could in the amount of time that we'll have. Yeah, I'm fairly certain that I'll be able to.
Yeah, you're good. I live here now. It's not a big deal.
I and I have to say, I'm enjoying what you've got so far.
Yeah,
You're encapsulating her attitude very well. She is extremely confident, bordering on arrogance sometimes.
that's exactly the kind of feeling that I was thinking she had. So I'm glad we're on the same page as far as that's concerned. Because that was definitely the impression I had from her.
Because all of the characters I create have a basically a piece of myself in them, and this one in particular represents, or I created it to be confident when I
Mm.
played him.
28 minutes.
28 minutes. Roger that.
Regardless of whether she was helping or doing a terrible thing, she's
Mm.
always confident in what she was doing was right.
Hmm. I think those are some of the best villains. I can't remember who it was that said it, but there's a director that I remember listening to, and he was saying the best villains are the ones that you can understand. Maybe not agree with, but at least understand. And if they fully believe that whatever they're doing is right, that makes them 1,000 times scarier.
The one time I used her specifically as the main villain of a campaign, her plot was basically to destroy the gods or destroy people's faith in them because she was tired of people being used as pawns and toys in wars that the gods had thought up.
Okay, that's pretty slick. I like her a lot more.
That's an interesting idea from a necromancer.
She
Well, I
is
mean,
a
if
she
she,
became a necromancer because of her feud with uh, the deity of death. She refused to. You have to realize she's very arrogant. She refused to allow any other entity to decide when it is time for someone to die. It should be the individual choice of the person,
that
whether
is
through, being an idiot and going off and getting yourself killed, or being smart and prolonging your life however means possible.
Interesting.
that is very, very cool. And it kind of makes sense that a necromancer would be someone who might take issue with the gods. I mean, as a person that deals with death and the other life or the afterlife all the time, yeah, it makes sense. She would be the one. She would know more about it than most people because she deals with it on a regular basis.
Everyone should be in control of their own destiny.
Hmm. That is a sentiment that I personally definitely agree with. I think I think choice plays a huge part in our lives. Alrighty, so we've got the robe done. Now we're gonna go through and do some hands. What does she wear as footwear? Does she have? I mean, are we talking boots? Are we talking like some sweet kicks? Like high tops? Are we
We're
looking at
talking.
like 12-inch pumps? I mean, I can do all kinds of stuff here.
She does a lot of traveling, a lot of walking. So we're looking at boots that cover at least up to the knees, but they don't really have significant heels.
Right.
Uh, if I had to, I don't know a lot about shoes,
Hmm.
so if I had to describe it, it'd probably be a cross between boots and slippers.
Okay. I can definitely do that. And what would her belt be made of? Would she be I mean, you said that she's very confident, very arrogant, so I'm guessing that she's not somebody who's going to dress like a monk. She would wear the black robes, but I can imagine she wouldn't be opposed to embellishing them.
Well, her outfit and gear is usually very detailed, probably something beyond the intent of this thing. They're woven with, silvery arcane runes. Her
Mm,
belt is very wide, uh, enough to hold many pouches and whatever she may need at the time. She's always prepared.
right.
She likes to show the as much as she shows off. It's mostly in things she wears on her that have like magical auras that are visible to normal people.
Interesting. Okay.
You know, glowing stuff.
Right. Man, I cannot wait until supposedly there's going to be an update where you'll be able to introduce glow into Gravity Sketch, but it is not here yet, which sucks.
Well,
But
Ren, that's because your unicorn was mean.
Mhm.
what did
Renasi,
what does Ren's Unicorn do?
Ren's unicorn was very, very lawful good,
Oh boy.
and it was a fun experience because Karyn represented the affable evil,
Right.
the helpful evil, and the unicorn represented the aggressive good.
The aggressive good. I really like that description. That is beautiful.
that's actually something really interesting that a lot of people don't probably think about in storylines. Is I'm kind of taking this from World of Warcraft, but everything dark and evil is bad. But then on the flip side, like aggressive good can be just as bad and damaging as aggressive evil.
Oh,
Because
agreed.
they're trying to purge everything and become one with the light, and it's I thought that was interesting. Anyway,
Well,
my
I
2 cents.
mean, hell, like look at Grimdark. I mean, the only quote unquote good guys in that universe are still like slavers and murderers. Like there's no such thing as a good guy in Warhammer 40K. So,
Well, that's kind of the point of Warhammer 40K, right? It's all war all the time.
yeah, well, I mean, that's the that's the whole motto for the game is, in the grim darkness of the future, there is only war. So,
Personally, one of my favorite storylines is when your stereotypical good and evil are forced to work together against a greater threat.
I completely agree. Um, I have been tinkering with the idea of possibly having a game with that exact intent in mind.
That's what that's a common theme in my games where you'll have your typical good versus evil stuff, but then you also have my very Lovecraft inspired eldritch enemies who are not friends to anyone.
Right?
And the interesting take I took on that was rather than them being a foe that cannot be reasoned with or countered or defeated, only mortals can defeat them. If you are immortal, you cannot stand against them. They will destroy you.
Interesting.
As we got 19 minutes left.
19 minutes. Perfect. All right, I am right on track then, I think. I've got right now what I'm thinking I got to do is I got to do the book. I have to finish the staff, and I think that is what I'm going to have time to do. And I still have to do the belt on her
Watch,
and the
watch.
boots.
He's gonna overreach and he's gonna forget something.
Nope. This
Classic ass.
is happening.
You're gonna be like, okay, and we're almost done, and I'll be like, yeah, okay, you got 1 minute. Oh wait, oh yeah, by the way, did you get the belt? And you'll be like, fuck, oh
It's
no,
like,
the belt.
like, did you make the boots? Oh,
Boots? Did you just forget to turn on your headset?
like what are
No,
boots? I, I don't know what you're talking about here.
I don't know.
So are you planning on putting the book in her hand or having it hang at her side?
I was gonna put it in her hand.
Open or shut?
Shut.
I was about to say, if you're going to put it open, that sounds like a bit of work
I was
there.
like, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna be able to do that. However, I do think I can do the shut book, and I think I can make it look pretty cool in the amount of time that we've got. So what was it? You said that you started DMing really early, and what was it that you said got you into it again?
Well, uh, for me, and this plays into, I mean, the normal question you give people of how, you know, the creativity has helped them out in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I was always a very lonely child.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a lot of things in common with my family or the people I was normally around, so I often escaped into my own little worlds, reading books, playing video games, and stuff like that. And rather than just consume them and be done with them, I would spend so much time imagining more that would happen, like after it was done or stuff like that. And when I was introduced to uh, Dungeons and Dragons, it was like, this is a thing. People
Yeah.
do this. And I basically started living vicariously through the stories that I would present. Like if I was feeling unhappy or depressed, I would make a story that was happy, and it would make me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And just basically, I would use this to fill the voids in whatever I was feeling in life at the moment. And it started out very, very self-serving. I was one of those, you know, DMs that was, you know, pushing my things onto other people.
Right.
But in, you know, slowly and slowly, I learned and grew, and it grew into a thing where, you know, I'm not just here for my enjoyment. I'm here to make everyone have a good time.
Right. Which is awesome. Like I said, that's my favorite aspect of it, or aspect of DMing, is that you
It can
get
be
to.
very stressful, though.
Yeah, it can. that is that is for damn certain.
One thing
Yeah.
that's really hard to get over is whenever something bad happens in the game, or somebody doesn't like something, or just, you know, something that you have no control over is bad, like a series of bad rolls or something like that. I always leave the game feeling, oh, it's like, oh, this is my fault. I did a terrible job.
Right. Yeah, that is, I think that's one of the hazards of being the storyteller, right? Is it's people's the level of enjoyment is kind of riding on you. At the same time though, there's just like what you were talking about with escaping away and kind of being able to live vicariously through these characters. Um, at the same time, you're able to help other people do that, you know. And for that couple of hours that you're sitting around the table, or in the age of Corona, sitting behind the around the Roll20 board, um, for that little amount of time, you can just kind of, you don't really have to worry about it. You get to go somewhere else and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, that being said, as much stress as it is when things go bad, when things go good and you have a really good game, that is a indescribably good feeling.
Oh, that I agree with. Yeah, totally.
So
I
are you
feel like
playing any games
oh,
right now?
Personally, oh man, I wish. With with the schedule that we've been keeping, it has been
Impossible.
yeah, yeah, really, it has been. I hate to say that, but it's just it's just that everything going on. We've got 3 streams a week, and then I'm also working, like I said, with Studio Shinto, so I'm modeling pretty much all of the uh, player character minis that you'll be able to use in the game. A good portion of those miniatures are my models.
Nice.
And then
Uh,
at the same time, we've also got another pretty major project that we're working on. Not gonna spoil anything because CR and the rest of the Dungeoneers will, I think, literally crucify me.
I will fucking kill you.
So
I'm kidding. Yeah, we're busy doing stuff.
there's
That's all anybody ever knows when I tell people, I'm like, hey, we're just doing stuff. That's all we're doing.
yeah, it is kind of ridiculous, but yeah, we've got a lot in the works. So a game has been kind of tough to schedule. However, I am totally open to the idea. We have been kind of tossing around the idea of possibly running a Friday night game. And maybe
I feel
even
like if I were to
streaming it.
DM, I think fucking shit would hit the fan. I'm a very chaotic person. I like to see weird outcomes. Like, I don't know.
well, if the two of you ever find time to enjoy a game, I would be more than happy to run something for you. And I'm thinking about picking up a VR setup so I can try out Studio Shinto's creation that he's working on.
That would be awesome. We've got a video. We interviewed him, um, and we've got a video of that interview that'll be coming out along with um a
Shinto's is already out.
showcase.
But yeah, we have, I believe, Shinto, Rectify, and I think Nikita or Mother Turf. I think we have a couple of. I think those are on YouTube right now.
Okay.
Yeah, but we've got I've got such a backlog on like multiple fronts right now. I need to invest in another computer specifically for rendering.
Yeah, at this point we've got so much going on that that's true. We're gonna need to look at upgrading our gear.
Well, it's just people in chat probably already know this, but I'm an editor for Gelf as well. So between editing and rendering 4 hours of footage on top of like Nexus Dungeoneering, like hour and a half to time lapses, and rendering takes a minute.
See, now that would be a game as in CD and Gelf and one or two more people. Big personalities, great game.
I'm am I CD?
Yeah,
CR.
CR.
I
My
was
bad.
like, who is CD?
I would thoroughly enjoy that. That would really be a blast.
Also, I kind of snarked a little bit because you said big personalities, and I'm like, I'm just CR, man. I'm a guy on the internet.
He's lying. He's a huge personality.
Hi, I'm famous. There, you want me to say that?
Yep,
No,
that's how that works.
no way, no way.
No, you don't understand. The biggest hurdle in playing a good immersive game is finding people who aren't embarrassed to just say things, to just get involved.
That's
Mhm.
me. Oh shit, you guys are in trouble. That's gonna be me.
Yeah, I mean you gotta speak up, and especially when it comes to problem solving. I mean, um, one thing I try to do in all of the games that I play is I try to kind of be the devil's advocate. You know what I mean? Like making sure that we're all looking at it from the right perspective. I love doing that kind of thing.
What do you mean? Go ahead.
Well, okay, so there was a game that we were playing where we were trying to figure out like how were we going to get to a specific place, and everybody kind of there were two different directions that our party could go, and everybody kind of tunnel visioned onto this one thing. So I was trying to think like what's missing, like how can I help this, and that was when I realized, well, what about us splitting up the party? Would that help?
Never split the party.
Oh, well, we did, and oh my god. It wasn't good.
People tell you to never split the party, and I always tell my players to never split the party. However, the most interesting things happen when you do.
Well, okay, so our party decided that we were going to go to a different tavern that we were like not used to. So that we weren't really welcome at. It was like a merchant's tavern because we were looking for like to see if there was anything shady going on. One of our guys was drunk, so his first reaction is to run to the fireplace and start chowing down on charcoal for some reason.
Jesus.
And then, as we're all looking around, one of the people that was there, like one of the more shady looking customers, was kind of freaked out by us walking in, so he started going upstairs. And our largest character, I can't remember what species he was, who's huge though, goes charging after him for just because he started running. Apparently he was guilty of something. That was one of the funniest damn games I have ever played, and I'm sitting there looking around going, wow, we make an impression when we walk into a room. So, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
So, yeah, but that was the result of splitting our party. Don't do that.
Hey, Az, how much you got left, bud?
That's a good question. How much time do I have left?
I asked first.
I was gonna do the outside of the book and then do the boots real quick and be done. How much time?
4 minutes, 30 seconds.
4 minutes. All right. So.
Well, it's definitely looking more like a book and less like a cookie sandwich.
Right. All right.
Yes, my character brings over a massive encyclopedia. Nini says, I've never Dungeon and Dragon before. Don't feel like I have enough imagination for it. It's one of those things where you have to jump out of your work brain, and your work brain is constantly moving. So, I mean, yeah. It's okay, Nini. You have an imagination. I've seen it. It's okay.
I will tell you that I have never met anyone who does not have enough imagination to play D&D. All it requires is you to try. If you try, you will not fail.
I absolutely agree with that.
I want to make a D&D character who's just a regular guy and he carries around like a briefcase. He's just a guy. Like like, yes, we have one of the most powerful mages and necromancers in all the land. And then there's Tom. It's like, oh, hey.
That would be perfect.
Like, hey, I'm here.
I would definitely follow the adventures of Tom. That sounds to me.
Oh, your microphone got all crusty, man. What the hell?
Did it? Uh-oh.
Yeah. It sounded like you brushed it. You're good now.
Okay.
I am the Lord Knight of Ravenhold. I am the Archmage. I'm just happy to be here.
I'm just here. I've had a long day at work. I'm just, They asked if I wanted to tag along, and I figured why not? Spice up my routine.
Perfect. All right, I've almost got this. We are closing
And time.
in. What?
I'm kidding.
Oh my god! What the fuck? Don't do that to me.
Keeping you on your toes.
Give you that little shot of adrenaline you need.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that
Watch
it
this.
worked.
Hey, Az, how much time do you have left?
10 seconds.
See, his concept of time is just completely gone now.
I'm guessing close to a minute.
You have 2 minutes even right now.
2 minutes even. Okay, cool. Fake nerd. Go here. I definitely need to repaint you because you're kind of ugly looking. You gonna do a flat material. Oh, paint you and you and you. Do it. Do it now. There we go. You too. There we go. And that right there. And then we're gonna do. You said she's really, really pale, right?
Correct.
And
Literally white as a ghost.
Well, I mean,
and what
she is
about her
undead.
hair?
Long, straight, and black.
Long, straight, and black? Okay, cool.
Wait, so she's undead, and the undead is animating the dead to be undead.
What's my time?
This is interesting. 45 seconds.
45 seconds. Got it.
It's funny because Az has no idea that he's forgotten something. And I'm going to let him figure it out in 30 seconds.
What the hell have I forgotten? I needed to do the book, the boots, the belt.
15 seconds.
What did I miss?
You didn't forget anything. I just like fucking with
Oh,
you.
thank Christ.
You got 5 seconds.
All
3,
right.
2, 1, time. Oh fuck! I'm so sorry.
Fuck!
I didn't. That's so loud. I've never done the timer before. Whoopsies. Undead, undeading a dead, deadly. Yes, I kind of stumbled over that. That was kind of hard to read.
So let's go ahead and get rid of this mannequin here. There we go. What do you think? Have I captured Karyn? I got the book, I got the boots, I got the scythe and the staff. I even got the long straight hair. Check that out.
No pendant or anything, huh?
No pendant. There's no decorations on her.
No accoutrement.
No accoutrement. This is her in her basic form.
It looks good.
Well, I have to say, unfortunately, it looks like you did a really good job.
Thank God. Yeah, let's fix her hair just a little bit there. There you go. I think she's pretty. And then when I render her, I'll do her eyes like glowing. What color would they glow? Green?
Red.
Red? Sweet.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, visor burns a thing. Okay, give me a second.
Looks good. Good job, Az. Proud of you.
Thank you.
You cut it down to the wire, but You got it.
It's every time.
Every single time, yeah. Ow. Especially doing the especially when I'm doing the fingers individually.
We had a tavern. We
Okay.
had somebody had attempted to confidently rip off an earring, failed to do so. The earring, in fact, ripped off their finger, and then lost their hand to a wooden stool that they tried to seduce. And then they summoned a treant from the floorboards of the tavern, which caused a draft, and everybody was really upset. And then Red Reaver came in and was like really good buddies with the treant, and the stool got together, and then Reaver is good friends with them. Reaver was rolling like back to back 18s, like he was fucking perfect.
So what you're saying is Reaver Redcap came in and saved the day.
he came in and he got some wood, is what I'm saying.
He got some
Renastia
wood.
had their hand ripped off.
That
That was
I
fun.
don't know
really
whether
fun.
I should be scared or impressed.
I was just improvising everything. People would say something in chat, and I'd roll for everything. Like if you approach the bar, you were gonna roll for it.
Just in case. It could I could have gone really wrong.
Anyway,
Karyn, are you still with us?
Oh, Karyn was adding into it.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, perfect.
I will. I'll be right back now that you're here.
All right. Well, I think we're ready to jump back in and build a mausoleum. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Do this. All right. Back to the game scene. All right. There we go. So you said she would normally be in a mausoleum, huh?
Yes, she has a lair.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some of these. Let's get some.
The fun thing of how I implemented her in the world is she does have multiple layers all over the
Okay.
world. And while obviously this is impossible to recreate in in a uh, a physical medium or a virtual medium,
Hmm.
all the doors in her lair are actually portals. So if you go from one room to another, it feels like you're just going into another room, but you're actually somewhere else in the world.
Okay, that's awesome.
So rather than having one huge lair in a place somewhere, she's got small rooms all throughout the world connected together.
Very cool. I'm thinking that the room that she's going to be in, would she have like a central hub that she would go to?
A laboratory, yes.
Perfect. All right, so in that case, I'm thinking is I can do something like this. Eat. There we go.
Yeah, throughout several games, when people have been exploring places or underground, sometimes they'll come across one of her rooms, and more than likely she's not there, so they just steal some of her loot and leave.
Oh wow. So she's got a problem with thieves then.
They like to be called adventurers, but yes,
Right.
sometimes you just have to mark off losses as overhead.
Right. Yeah. So the question is, has she done anything about it? If are is there any has she invested in a trap and or alarm system?
Yes, there are usually traps, usually summoned creatures to fight. It's a nice little encounter. Uh,
Nice.
but the interesting thing is, if somebody steals something important, she's not the type to, go and try to murder them to get it back. She'll wait for a while to see if they go sell it to someone, and then she'll just buy it back because that's the easiest thing to do.
Right. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. That's that's going to be the least amount of hassle. At the same time, wouldn't she get at least a little bit of pleasure out of finding the bandits and using them in one of her experiments?
Sometimes. It all depends on who has thieved from her.
Okay.
And she's not impulsive. Usually, if it's someone powerful, like an adventurer, like a player character, she's very careful as to what she does. But in story, she has caught many people, and many people have become experiments or just dealt with.
That sounds awesome. I would absolutely love to meet this character. So I'm thinking, you said mausoleum, right? So we're gonna go with stone walls and floors, obviously.
Now, are you setting her on the inside or standing in front of it?
She's gonna be standing in front of it.
Now, I
So
don't know if this is something you wish to place on there, but one of the features of the mausoleum, of the main one, is that there are roses lining the outside.
really, that's gonna be an interesting challenge. Yeah, I'll definitely try.
Hi, I've returned.
Oh, shot! He has returned.
In that beautiful gothic, untended, overgrown garden kind of way.
Right.
Things grow very well around her mausoleum. The soil is very rich.
Oh, I can imagine all of the fertilizer, right? I can imagine she takes rather good care of the area. So what is the world that she's from? Is this the original Dungeons and Dragons world, or um
She exists in a homebrew setting that I have constantly been working on for the better part of 20 years.
wow.
This mausoleum itself is set in a country by the name of, I wouldn't say country, it's more of a continent
Hmm.
in the same way that Europe and Asia are separate continents, even though they're part of the same landmass.
Right.
This landmass is called Goldar, and it is under an ancient and unknowable curse to where it will never see the light of the sun. However, that does not seem to affect plants or unintelligent animals.
Interesting.
So you've got vampires walking freely, actually a part of the society, and uh, between the hours of 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. No, it's midnight to 2 a.m. Between those hours, if there are any corpses of intelligent creatures that have not been properly put to rest via a ritual, uh, that shows respect to the dead,
Mhm.
they always rise as undead.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
And the worse the corpse is treated, the more powerful the undead that rises. So if you run into some bandits and you think, oh, I'll just chop them up and burn them so they don't rise. No, that doesn't work.
Right. All right, so went ahead and made a couple of pillars here. Thinking those can go as good decorations. Here, oh. There. What do you think?
Looks pretty good. Pillars is something I do envision.
Awesome. All right, in that case, we're going to go ahead and bring one more out here. Oh. Every time I try to copy it, it just struggles. All right, so let's go ahead and introduce some variety here as far as color goes.
Oh, Mars bragging. I've been in that layer. Ooh, ooh.
Ooh, woo, brag about the layer. Oh,
Mars had
love
the
that.
opportunity to roleplay with this character more than anyone else,
That's awesome.
just because we have a lot of time to play games and stuff together.
I don't really like that color. We're gonna do more of a. There we go. That's better. Get all of them.
Fucking Renacia. Ooh.
Oh God, dare I ask?
We're just ooh-ooing in the chat, man. Relax.
Was it? Am I? Am I on if I assume that it was Renacia who attempted to rip somebody's earring off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yes, I'll read it back to you. It says Renacia approaches the hottest patron and rips out her earring. Now confident in herself as a solid 9, she goes to the bar and orders a rum and ice cream. So what happened was she rolled terribly. The earring ripped off her finger, and then she went to the bar and rolled low. She didn't roll awful, but they were out of ice cream, but she got a rum instead.
That is amazing.
Well, they are a solid 9 now. 9 fingers.
Yep.
I didn't even think of that.
This is true.
I was doing a spit take. That was good. Ooh, that was close.
All right. I think we need a window, don't we?
Do mausoleums have windows? Oh, like above the doorway. That's the kind of mausoleum I think of.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So why don't we go
Big
ahead
old
and do
circular.
let's mirror this so that we get a nice even. Turn that into that. Because we definitely need a door. I wanted to thank you, Karen, for sharing that about your um how creativity helped you get through a harder time. That's I think that's something that more people than any of us realize experience, especially amongst us makers. Is hard times can be made better by just by a simple game with a couple of friends.
I would have to say I would be a lot more of a depressive person had I not had that outlet.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I
I
probably
feel
would
like
be the same way.
I feel like I had the outlet a little too late in my life. Like I'm glad to have creative outlet now, but man, like when you were saying you started DMing at 12, I'm like, fuck, I wish I could have done that. Like I didn't know that was the thing. I didn't know Dungeons and Dragons was the thing until like, well into my later teens. Living in Kansas, there's not much to do.
I was lucky. I was living in Alabama at the time,
Woo.
and I forget how I met this guy. He lived down the street from me. I didn't know him beforehand. I think I was talking with another kid who was related to him, and they just started talking about that for some reason, and I just got really interested.
That's really cool. You know what? I mean, this isn't like Dungeons and Dragons, but like when I was younger, my cousins had like Diablo 2 when it came out. And I was like, dude, this is so cool because it was like the first major like class game that I really played. And it was just like, man, this is fucking awesome. I was so absorbed by it.
Well, I was just your classic fantasy nerd, but I lived in southern Georgia, southern Alabama, so not a lot of people to share that with.
Right.
So I had gotten used to, and this is something that I still have a problem with to this day. I'd gotten used to no one being interested in the stuff I'm interested in, and it just
Hmm.
got to the point where even if I'm excited about something, I don't tell anyone. I don't talk about it because I just naturally assume no one wants to hear it.
Yep.
Yeah, I get that. An interesting thing is we're also still kind of part of that generation where we didn't have like instant messaging back then. Like, and if you did, somebody else clearly didn't. So, the thought of like, oh, why don't you just go out and meet people? Like now it's like, oh, I can meet. In the past like week, I've met so many different artists online, and it's like I couldn't even dream of doing that like, you know, 20 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't get access to the internet until the late 90s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same here.
yeah. Mine was early 2000s.
And well, I was born in 1980, so that's a I was like 16, 17 years old before I became internet.
Right.
Yeah, I think I was. We had the internet when I was a kid, but it was like AOL dial-up.
Yeah.
My
Yep.
my father worked for a security company, so like he and my mother were both DoD contractors for a really long time. So they were kind of required to carry a lot of this technology. Like they would carry the original cell phones, and I'm not talking about that big or the big gray brick. I mean like they would carry the original cell phones, which were the bags that you had to carry that had like a ringer and a like an actual receiver on a cord.
Oh, I see it. I
Oh, my
see it.
dad had a bag phone.
Yeah, and it had a big old antenna coming out of it. So both my mother and father had that, and apparently they tried to go on a date, and something happened at both of their work. So all of a sudden, in the middle of a very very nice restaurant, both of their bag phones started ringing, and it's not like there's a silent mode on the things. So
Yeah, I linked it in chat. Those phones are hilarious.
I
Yeah.
think I've got the outside done. Now we're gonna do roses. What did you say the color of the roses are? Are they white, red?
Oh, they are red.
They are red.
Black.
Raj.
Yeah, I remember my mom talking about her cell phone days. She had the gray brick. I was like, oh my god, that's so funny. That's just ugh. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
My mom didn't get a cell phone until the Razor came out, and she
Ooh.
kept that thing until, God, I think 2012.
Are you talking about the flip phone Motorola Razr?
Yeah, the Motorola Razor.
Yeah, I had one of those.
Yeah, those were always fun.
Were nice.
I didn't have the Razor. I had the God, it was a Nokia. I remember it was a Nokia, but it was the one that you had the little, you press the button on it and it would flip open automatically, and it made me feel like Captain Kirk, so it made me really happy.
Oh,
So
the little clamshell phones.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It was a flip phone, but it wasn't a Razor. The Razors were the really popular ones.
But yeah, the internet, I have to say that's probably simultaneously the best thing and worst thing we ever invented.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, I completely agree with that, considering what it's been used to do.
It helped me realize that so many things about myself were actually a thing and I wasn't just crazy.
Why do you say that?
Um, I did not realize the existence of transgender being a thing until, God, I think like 2005.
That's so interesting to think about. Now you bring that up. I didn't realize transgender was the thing, and even when I was 18. Now, mind you, I was born in 91. You got a lot more experience on everything than I do. But now that I think about it, I really didn't pick up on transgender stuff until like half of my life. That's so fucking weird. I never thought about that.
Yeah, before that, according to my family, I was just sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, that's interesting. That's uh, huh.
Yeah, that couldn't have felt good.
Damn it, see our age 10 years. Why, you looking for a date? I don't judge.
Um,
Sorry, I'm not looking for a date. Relax.
it didn't feel great, but I didn't know any better, so
Right.
I guess I kind of lucked out there in being ignorant.
Yeah.
Maybe. As your flower, I didn't think that it was going to look this good with
Really?
such like poly. No, well, not based on your ability, but the program like itself. I didn't realize that you could just up and make a flower so easily like this. That's so
Yeah,
cool.
pretty much. There's the this program has a lot of really amazing features to it.
It's
You can
very
do
cool.
quite a bit with it once you're kind of practiced with it. Yeah, you can do quite a bit. So now we've got a rose. Shrink that down.
Reaver quoted me. Says, "As your flower, I didn't think it looked so good." Ooh woo.
Ooh, woo.
I was thinking it, I just didn't want to say it.
You're good. By all means, I'm here. I'm here to party, man. Let's do it. Ugh. Sorry, you guys didn't have to get so quiet. I just stand up for like 2 seconds, and like the silence was deafening.
No worries.
Ronista says, "I thought I was a girl when I was a kid. When I told my mom, she said there's surgery for that. Keep it for the only bananas, bananas. Yeah, only buns. Yeah. Interestingly enough, I so I recently came out as like pansexual. So like it's I have a few feminine traits, I would say. I like to paint my nails. I don't know if it's technically like a feminine thing, but like that's feminine to society technically. I don't think it should be seen as feminine, but because I'm just painting my nails, I can do whatever the fuck I want. Who cares?
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
um,
it's becoming less of a feminine thing. I'm seeing more and more
right.
identifying men doing it.
Yeah, I mean, technically everything should just be like one thing that I can't fucking stand is the blue and pink fucking spectrum. God, that bugs the shit out of me. Like when you're a kid, especially me, like growing up in the '90s, it's like blue is for boys and pink is for girls, and like that's still a thing. But like, fucking a, like stop. Like let people fucking play with whatever they want to, or do what they want to do. Like you know,
What bothers me the most is clothes.
that too.
There are so many cool things that society says women can wear where men get like nothing.
Yep. It's
That's
because we're supposed to
true.
be the gritty working class. We don't care about style and all that. It's too manly. It's like, no, I fucking like, mind you, when I wear super casual stuff, like just black t-shirt, like black athletic shorts, like fucking 90% of the time. I still like to be able to choose what I want to wear. Like, god dang.
Understandably, yeah. All right, so I am definitely getting to the end here.
Are you
Uh,
lagging ass?
I am lagging hard.
I can see it. Is it because of all the flowers?
It's because of all the flowers. So, um, I'm gonna go ahead and take a couple of these out because those are absolutely killing it.
If only there was a way you could make the flowers temporarily disappear and then just pop them back in at the end.
Yeah.
That would be a cool option.
Well, I mean, I could put them on a different layer possibly. The problem is that even if I put them onto a different layer, it's just the number of polygons is so high right now that there we go. That's a little bit better. So this is going to be the last part that I do. However, I could not leave her without some kind of accoutrement. So, that being said, we need to give her some designs.
A layer of layer.
Yes.
Yes. Good.
Yes.
Good.
Good.
Let the hatred flow through you, Anakin.
If you want to be classical about it, uh, the old D&D symbol for necromancy was the Greek omega symbol.
Oh, perfect. I can do that.
Oh, Az, I have an idea.
Sure, what's up?
You're lagging pretty hard, so I don't know if you're gonna be able to do this. What if you made like a little skeleton, a skelly boy hand popping out of the ground, like right underneath the scythe?
I might be able to do that, actually. Give me just a second here, because
But
I'm
you're good, man.
thinking...
I know what happens with like the frames, and it might make you sick. So, calcium boy, there we go. Calcium
Skelly friend.
skelly friend. Hell yeah.
So since that's the case, we're going to go ahead and switch over to a square. There you go. How's that?
It's still going. Hold on.
Looks
Oh,
good.
All right, let's because the frame
Yeah,
rates
there we go.
are
Yeah, we don't want to make you sick.
yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and export this, and
It's 6:52 anyway.
okay, cool.
Yep, just in time. I think that looks really good. I really like that design and the mausoleum and everything.
Thanks. And you said her name is Karyn, obviously, so.
Kern.
She would like to speak with the God's manager.
Nice. Skelly Tina, Karen's Mean Girls campaign. Oh no.
Whew, wow. That was actually a fast export. Cool. Here we go. Now it'll either work or it will crash horribly. Because that's a big export.
Your face is a big export. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
So your computer's either going to explode or get it all out and then slump over gasping.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it is. It's definitely chugging right now. It is not liking trying to export that complex of a model. Oh, even for gravity scale, that's a pretty harsh. Ow. Whew. These new lavaliers, man, I really like them, but they pinch. After a while, they start squeezing your head. Okay.
Also, I noticed as you and I have the exact same headset.
Oh yeah, the cloud wireless.
Yes.
I love these things. These are really, really, really nice. I use them as much as I can. So I just made sure to. I'm not a big fan of the microphone though. I originally bought them because they were supposed to have a really nice microphone on them, and I ended up not really liking it. So hence the lav. So I'm listening to you through the headphones, but I'm talking to you through an external lavalier. So anyway, have I successfully captured the mausoleum, you think?
You have captured the heart and spirit of the character and setting.
Perfect. Very, very cool. Well, normally we would be waiting for Gelf to go online. However, that lag did hit me pretty hard. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump off. That made me a little bit nauseous.
I do have somebody to raid. You want me to do closing words so you can catch your breath?
Yeah, of course. By all means, please.
Hi, everybody. This is your old pal CR. Once again, well, thank you for watching the video. Please look at the links down below in the panels and down below the video. You can go watch this on YouTube. The YouTube link should be somewhere down below. Hi, Mara. I about called you Spectrefey, and that's weird. So yeah, this is all going to be up on YouTube. I've got a lot of editing work to do. Please don't yell at me. I'm doing my best. Exit stage right, please. Thank you so much. Tip your waitresses and shit.
Speaking of working, oh my God, CR, dude, the amount of work that you throw into this is absolutely mind-boggling.
Yeah. I'm a skeleton right now. So okay, So if anybody doesn't know, if you're new here, hi, I'm CR. I go by ConsoleRequired. That is Azriel. He goes by CJ whatever Ulabari on Twitter, whatever the fuck that means. I'm kidding. It's Uliberry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to disrespect.
I'm glad that you remember how to pronounce it. That's
because I think that you're a fruit, and I remember that your last name is Berry. So that's how I do it. Fruit in a good way, not a bad way.
I don't know how you could be a fruit in a good or a bad way. What the?
You're a sweet person. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so we work with Gelf and Snowshoe, Nexus Dungeoneering. I'm social media manager, photographer, and broadcast manager. Or I was replaced apparently. So if you would like to be on the Nexus Engineering show, we do a show every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And if you would like to be on, all I ask is that you must be a creator of some sort. Doesn't matter what it is, as long as you have a love for creating. And if you DM, great. I mean, I still like storytelling, singing, making music, whatever the shit. Just get a hold of me. Backpedal faster, CR. Yeah, I'm fucking. moved right on past that. Sometimes I just talk so fast that I just forget what I've said, and then it just doesn't matter. I'm a bad fruit. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. And we'll play some more shitty DM stuff another time. That was actually a lot of fun. I'm gonna keep doing that.
I think the break time adventures are
We're
gonna
gonna
be be a cool thing.
we're gonna set up a camera because that's gonna be my time.
Agreed.
We're gonna do that.
And Karyn, again, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciated you coming by, and you are always welcome back anytime.
Thank you. It was great to hang out with you guys again.
Of course. All right, guys. We will be back tomorrow night with Studio Shinto for another episode. So, yeah, we'll see you then. Later, guys.
Bye. Hi. My name is ConsoleRequired. Some of you may know me as Brandon or CR. I hope you guys had a great time, because I know I did. And I hope the artist did, and I just hope everybody had a really good time. Thank you so much for watching, following, giving us your time and or money, financial support, if that's even a thing by the time it's even released. I'm pre-recording all these. I don't give a fuck. Feel free to follow all the artists, follow the cast members. We work really hard on this stuff. It's a lot. It's 3 in the morning right now, actually, as I'm recording all of these.